Namaskara and welcome to another episode of the UVCE Chronicles podcast, brought to you by the UVCE Graduates Association. My name is Adrian and I'll be your host for this episode. Over the course of the previous episodes, we have had various distinguished alumni sharing their life experiences. But today's guest is unique. I think an excerpt from Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken would best describe his life experiences. And I quote, "Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference." Today on the show, we have Mr. Arvind Bhat, a mechanical engineer from UVCE by training and an internationally distinguished badminton player and coach by profession. It is an absolute pleasure to have you on the show, sir, and I'm pretty sure that most of our listeners know you and have probably followed your work. So, for the few who don't, could you kindly introduce yourself?
Thank you, Adrian. Hello, listeners. Hello, everyone. I'm super excited to be on this podcast. UVC is a college which made me what I am. I graduated mechanical engineering in 2002, and I'm super proud to be associated with UVC and having studied in UVC. I was a former international badminton player. I represented India for 15 years from the year 2001 to 2015. I was the Indian national champion for many years. I was ranked number one in India for 5 years between these 15 years. In the 15 years, in the international side, my world's best ranking was 20, which I got between the years 2009 and 2011. I maintained that ranking for 3 years. I was the German Open Grand Prix Gold winner, which has been my highest achievement in the international side. And I'm the third player from Karnataka to have done this, to win a Grand Prix Gold event and higher. Um, the I'm a proud Bangalorean. I did my badminton in Bangalore. I did my studies in Bangalore. So feel proud to be doing this. Thank you.
Thanks for that introduction, sir. It's definitely quite the track record. You've won so many accolades, both nationally and internationally. So, just like to backtrack and maybe take you to the UVC days. So, what was the sports culture like in UVC? And moreover, how did you manage to balance academics and sports?
This is a great question. In fact, this is a wonderful question because the sports culture in UVC was amazing, especially for the mechanical guys. The electrical and electronic guys were actually having a tough time because they had it really tough, I think, in the studies. But the mechanical guys and the computers, in fact, computer science guys were always doing a lot of sport. I don't know if I've been to UEC a couple of years ago, and near the canteen, there used to be a small area where we used to play football, we used to play cricket. Uh, we used to go to the Government Arts Science College grounds and play a lot of cricket and football. Sports was really a part of UEC culture, and the best part was the teachers always encouraged us to do sport. For example, for me, I was just at that point of time I was just playing the state level. When I entered college, that was in 1998. I was 18 years old, and I had not broken into the Indian team, and I was just a normal player playing in the state level, not being in the news. But every time I tried to take a class off to go for practice, or if I had to go miss class after 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock and then go for practice in the evening, teachers always supported me. This was something which I was actually very pleasantly surprised because my brother also studied in UVC. He was a electronics and communication engineer. He passed out in 1997. He had clearly told me that, look, studies will be difficult in engineering. You may not be able to do sport as you like. especially professional sports like badminton, right? And but I was pleasantly surprised in the mechanical department. The HOD was so nice. He encouraged me. I went for tournaments. Even though performances were not that great, somehow the I got the feeling that they were okay with me missing some classes and then going for tournaments. And with this confidence, I had a long term plan, saying that, oh, these teachers are helping me, they're giving me the support, and I can actually pursue professional sport. Otherwise, I had almost given up. At that point of time, I had said, okay, I'm going to be an engineer. I can't play badminton anymore because classes are there, practicals are there, evening practicals, morning practicals, sometimes so many assignments, internals. But the teachers always gave me a confidence saying, hey, you can pursue your extracurricular activities as long as your grades are good, as long as you're giving your internals, you're doing decently well, you're attending practical classes, you're doing your Viva exams properly, and showing the right attitude. Somehow, even though it was not a written rule, it was not as a granted thing, I got the feeling that the teachers were on my side. And with this confidence, I could go and do my training. I could uh, go for tournaments, and I could feel that if I did well in these tournaments, they would support me more. And this confidence made me do better and better in the state rankings. And I slowly started winning more state ranking tournaments. And then slowly, my name started appearing in the newspapers at the state level. I would go and show it to the teachers. I would go and show it to the HOD, and then I would get more and more permissions. Slowly, it started that some of they started the teachers started helping me with notes. My fellow students, my colleagues started helping me with notes and group studies. They said, "Hey, Arvind, you are doing us proud by winning some state tournaments. Let me help you." Teachers were helping me out in internals. If I had any doubts, I could go to their office and talk to them. Internal marks, somehow I would get a little bit more. I think they were a little partial with me. They supported me with some extra internal marks. Practicals, I would miss a few, and they would again support me. They would say, "Hey, it's okay. Just learn these practicals. Come and do this." They would support me a lot. And this is a culture which I saw was very much in my department. Uh, so I would confidently say UVC as a whole and the mechanical department has helped me immensely in pursuing my badminton career at that stage. Even though it was just at the state level, it was not like I was playing for India. I broke into the Indian team only in the third year, 2001. That was third year, sixth semester, around sixth semester, seventh semester. So until then, they supported me blindly, I would say. And that culture in UVC was always there. And I'm thankful to many of the teachers who helped me.
Wow, that's a phenomenal ecosystem. I mean, they created the wonderful environment for you to learn and grow and prosper in your sports journey, and that's absolutely fantastic. So you've won so many state tournaments at the when you were at UVC. So once you graduated, what was the sports journey then and up to now? And what are you up to currently?
Okay. So the best part about me, what helped me make a decision to choose professional badminton was in the final year of my engineering. I was in a dilemma. I had not broken into the Indian team, and once you make it to the Indian team, then only you get a very good job in the sports line. That means you're recruited in some oil company or in a good bank, which takes you as a brand ambassador, and then they hire you as for a job. They put you as an officer post, and they pay you salaries, and they let you play a badminton for India or whatever level that you do. And this good jobs you can get only if you play for India. And I had still not broken into the Indian team. But in the final year, I was also thinking, oh, and I was clearing all my exams in mechanical. In fact, My first semester, I was the topper in class or the second in class. I was doing quite okay with my engineering. I was always scoring more than 60-65%, even though keeping badminton along with me. But somehow I had not broken it into the Indian team, and I decided to give some placements interviews, at that time. And luckily, in hindsight, I didn't make it to a few of the companies at that point of time. I still remember ETM had come, iFlex had come. I wrote their exams. I couldn't pass because they were asking about 60% only. I'm not above 70, so I had above 60. I could appear in them, but I didn't make it. But finally, somehow, my badminton gave me the way. In the final year, in the seventh semester, I would say, I made it to the Indian team. I played some great tournaments in the domestic circuit, in the Indian state level and national level. I won a few of them, and then suddenly I was in the Indian team in the January of 2002. Now, once you make it to the Indian team, you get to do interviews for these oil company jobs as a sports recruitee. And I joined Gas Authority at that time in 2002. Office was in Cunningham Road. I interviewed there. They immediately took me because I was a young 22-year-old. I was already India number one at that time. I was playing for India for the first time in Thomas Cup and All England Championships. I made the trip to All England and French Open and Thomas Cup in the seventh semester. I even missed seventh semester, the full exams. I missed all the subjects. I still remember 6 theory subjects and 2 practical subjects, or one, I think, practicals. I missed all of them so that I could play for India in the February month of 2002. I spoke to my coaches, and the coaches said, "Yeah, this is worth missing the exams. You can first chance of playing for India. Go ahead and do that because you play for India. You'll get a job, and the job will support you for your badminton career. Of course, you're changing lines. You'll not be in the engineering line anymore. As in, you'll not become a software engineer or whatever you want to pursue. You cannot go into a job there. Your line is going to be badminton. You'll play a lot of badminton for India. Gas Authority of India will recruit you. They will support you." So I took that line at that point of time. I said, okay, I'll go into Gas Authority. I missed my seventh semester exams, all of them, and I went to play for India. And then my line changed into the sports line. And eventually, I wrote my eighth semester together with the seventh semester, all 14. I remember 14 subjects, 12 theory subjects, Monday to Saturday. Every every day I had an exam of theory, and then I finished the practicals after a few days. I remember 14 subjects on the trot. God alone knows how I finished it. I passed everything, not one back in the whole of engineering for me. I didn't fail even in one subject. I still remember my first year of engineering, the first semester, out of 110 guys in the class, 105 failed in chemical engineering. I was the only 5 of us who passed in chemical engineering. I was very surprised. I was one of them, and I scored quite well in the first semester. So I'm proud to say I've not had one back the full of engineering, and I passed out with first class. And then my badminton journey started. In the Once I finished my exams of eighth semester in 2002 September. Post that, I enrolled myself. I was, of course, having this backup of the Gas Authority of India job. Within 2 years, I moved to Bharat Petroleum. I served for Bharat Petroleum from 2004 until 2014, when I retired. 15 I retired, but 14 I had to quit Bharat Petroleum. 14 or 15 I quit Bharat Petroleum, and my badminton journey started in 2002. The first thing I did was I enrolled myself in the European League, where I wanted to play a lot of badminton in Europe. I wanted to make Europe my base. So I requested some clubs in Germany to enroll me. And luckily, I got to play for this club in Munich, Germany, from 2002 onwards. I played there for 6 years. I made Europe my base. I used to live in Europe. I had a small apartment in Europe. I used to go in the winters always. So I would never be in India between September and February. Every year for 15 years, I would be in Europe. That used to be my base. And I used to train in German clubs. I used to play league matches in Germany. And I used to play a lot of tournaments in Europe. And every year, this used to be my routine between September to February. And after and then there would be tournaments around the world, right? I would go all over the world for tournaments, come back to Bangalore whenever I had a chance, train in the academy, Prakash Padukone Academy, again go to Europe, again go for tournaments, play for many different events. This was my routine for 13 years or 14 years, I would say, between 2002 up to 2015. And pretty much in these years, uh, I won the Indian National Championship 2 times. I was in the finals of Indian National Championships 4 times. I was ranked India number one for 5 years in these years. I was the captain of Indian team for a few years for Thomas Cup and Sudirman Cup. I played at least 150 international tournaments in my career or more, I would say. I won seven tournaments internationally, German Open being the best. I was world number 20. Met a lot of people, lived in Europe, which I enjoyed a lot. Alone, not boring, but alone. Traveled in India for different tournaments, met people, uh, got to do some wonderful things, I would say, in 15 years. And finally, in 2015, I was 35 years old. I couldn't do this anymore. My body could not take the daily routine of playing badminton. So I had to announce my retirement at the age of 35 in 2015. And I wanted to start an academy um, uh, in 2015. So once you start an academy of your own, you cannot continue to be in the public sector, which is Bharat Petroleum had hired me. So I wrote to Bharat Petroleum saying, "Hey, I'm quitting badminton and I cannot be in this job anymore because I want to start my own academy." And coincidentally, me and my UVC college mate Prashant, I'm very proud to say, Prashant and me started a badminton academy in Bangalore. He was a very passionate badminton player in college. He loved doing badminton in UVC. He was computer science graduate 2002 along with me. Same year, I did mechanical, he did computer science. We did a lot of badminton together. We played for UVC together. Prashant went on to live outside of the country, and we were always in touch during my badminton days. He would follow my results. I would talk to him often uh, and exchange ideas and all that. And finally, when I retired, he said, "Hey, let's do this together. I want to join you, and we should do something in badminton ecosystem together." And I was super happy that we both got together and we started this academy called Level Up Badminton Academy. We built a badminton court with our money. We invested money into the badminton hall, and I'm the we along me and Prashant together we founded this company called Level Up Sport, and we do this together. I head the badminton coaching and badminton part, and he looks after the other aspects of the company. We have some wonderful things that we do together. We do the leagues. We own the badminton Raptors team of the badminton in Premier Badminton League. We do some badminton sales, apparel sales. We run an elite academy program where we fund players to become international champions. We call it the Gifted Athlete Program. We do some fun things in terms of the tech side. Um, there are some things which is coming up also. We are super excited to launch these things soon. So whatever badminton is to offer, we both do together now since 2015. And right now, in the coaching side, which I head, we have a few top players who potentially will play for India very soon. I hope they will make India proud. And this is about it. What I do from 2002 after passing engineering till the retirement now.
That's quite the journey, sir. From being a sports enthusiast to becoming an international level player. Well, that brings us to the end of the first part of this episode. We will be continuing our conversation with Mr. Arvind in part 2. But until then, thanks for listening and do stay tuned to UVCE Chronicles.